Kansas, late 1980s. A land of wide-open skies, small-town warmth, and quiet streets. It felt safe here. But in the shadows, something evil was moving. Something that looked like a friend, but killed like a monster. This is the chilling story of Richard Grissom, a man with movie star looks, but a soul darker than night. A man who would leave a trail of fear across Kansas, and take with him the lives of young women who never saw the danger coming. July 1989. Wichita, Kansas. 22-year-old Terry Manis worked as a legal secretary. She was smart, friendly, and always full of life. On July 7th, Terry didn't show up for work. At first, her friends thought maybe she was sick, but when she didn't answer calls, panic began to rise. That evening, the search began. Hours later, police found her. Her naked body lay in a remote area. She had been horribly mutilated. The scene was so violent, so depraved, that seasoned officers could barely process what they were looking at. One detective, staring at the horror, whispered to his partner, "This isn't just a murder. This is a message." In his gut, he knew, this was only the beginning. 6 days later, the nightmare continued. Michelle Katz, a young woman in her 20s, was walking home late at night. A man pulled up beside her. Handsome. Smiling. He offered her a ride. He seemed so nice. I didn't think twice. But minutes later, she was fighting for her life. The man attacked her, beating her so viciously that she could barely move. Somehow, Michelle escaped, crawling to safety before collapsing. When police asked her who had done this, she couldn't remember the name. But she would never forget the face. By now, police knew they had a dangerous predator. But he wasn't done. 20-year-old Joan Butler was fun-loving, adventurous, and deeply loved by her family. Then, one day, she disappeared. Friends called her phone, no answer. Her parents drove to her apartment, it was empty. Days later, a witness spotted someone driving Joan's red Chevrolet Corsica. That someone was Richard Grissom. Grissom was a former college student, polite, charming, and strikingly handsome. But behind the smile was a cold, calculating killer. Joan's body has never been found. While police scrambled for leads, Grissom stayed on the move. On a warm Saturday night, two friends, Teresa Brown and Christine Rush, hosted a small get-together at their apartment. They were young, beautiful, and excited for a fun night. When a charming stranger named Richard showed up, he was instantly the life of the party. "You're too funny, Richard. Where did you say you're from?" "Oh, here and there. I move around." For the next 48 hours, they drank, laughed, and danced. But on the third day, Richard's charm turned into something darker. The music stopped. The doors were locked. Richard's eyes had changed, cold, unblinking. He became controlling, threatening. For days, Teresa and Christine were held captive. The laughter was replaced by screams, then sobs, then silence. When police eventually entered the apartment, the women were gone. But the signs of a struggle were everywhere: overturned furniture, blood stains, broken glass. They knew, the hunt for Grissom had just become urgent. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation launched one of the most intense manhunts in state history. Former FBI agent Dan Mitrione joined the chase, piecing together Grissom's trail. Tips poured in. Sightings came from gas stations, bus stops, and hotels. But Grissom was clever. He changed cars, shaved his head, and used fake names. Finally, after weeks of cat and mouse, he was cornered. In July 1989, police caught up with him in Texas. "Richard Grissom, you're under arrest." Even in handcuffs, he smiled. Even during questioning, he was polite. But when asked about the missing women, he said nothing. Richard Grissom was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But to this day, the bodies of Joan Butler, Teresa Brown, and Christine Rush have never been found. For their families, the pain never ends. Grissom remains behind bars, still charming, still smiling, and still holding his terrible secrets. Because sometimes, the most dangerous monsters look just like us.